I have another important report here. Obama hits struggling Americans with energy rate hikes, a direct tax to General Electric and others who are exempt from these new restrictions. Just absolute discrimination of the highest order against everyone that's not an insider, but people think discrimination is only about race or skin color or religion. Another way they've psychologically handicapped people. Let's go to Carl in California, then Sean, Teresa, Johnny, and others. Go ahead. You're on the air, Carl. Okay, we got to move on. Let's go ahead and talk to Sean in Canada. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. Thanks for having me on, man. Thanks
for calling. Listen, these arrogant talk show hosts make you grovel to them because you have to fight to get through the arrogant screener and get on air. And I appreciate you saying thanks for having me on. Thanks for calling, but you don't have to thank me for the work I do. You don't have to thank me for having you on. I appreciate you, and I want to hear what you have to say, so go ahead.
Okay, real quick, I came across an article on, the Digital Journal from yesterday, and there's a woman with bone cancer. She's not able to work. I think her name's Jan Klein. She's not able to work, and she's not able to get insurance because of her cancer. Basically, what she was doing was having yard sales, trying to raise money to, basically pay for her treatments and everything.
Yeah, I meant to cover that, and I didn't, and I went to tell the producers to get her on, and so they came and fined her, didn't they, for having a garage sale?
Yep, unbelievable, man, unbelievable. A woman sitting here fighting for her life, and the government's coming in here and fining her for selling her own property on, her own personal possessions on her own property.
Well, see, that's what I was saying earlier. They're arresting people with lemonade stands, children. They're threatening to arrest Girl Scouts with cookies. Government wants all commerce totally under their control. Even though, they're paying taxes on everything they're buying, they're paying taxes on the cookies they're selling, they're going after the Amish. There's the headline at Infowars.com, arrested for selling 10-cent lemonade at the Washington Capitol. So the big bankers can steal tens of trillions. But I saw that article a week ago, and that fell through the cracks. What's her name again? What was the headline? And we will at least air the local newscast, because I saw the newscast. Where did that happen again?
It was in Salem. Her name is Jan Klein. The title of it was Bone Cancer Patient Yard Sale Shut Down by Salem Government.
Yeah, bone cancer. Say it again slowly.
Bone cancer patients yard sale shut down by Salem Government. And it was, the date on it's August 21st.
Now, I know we posted it at Infowars.com. It didn't have that headline, but we'll pull that up right now, because I may even get to the lemonade stuff when we come back from break, just to illustrate all of this, and attacking the Amish, people selling eggs or squash or peaches or strawberries on the side of the road. I'm seeing these articles every day. And there's the headline, Bone Cancer Patient Yard Sale Shut Down by Salem Government. And absolutely, she's selling her belongings to try to get cancer treatment, and they're saying no. But then the illegal aliens can run around, that's one of the biggest groups doing it, stealing the metal off of things in mass, and nothing's done to them. Because that's a protected special group to help drive the wages down and further bankrupt America. Nothing against the illegal aliens. The point is, they shouldn't be above the law. Anything else there, Sean?
No, just to tell everybody to make sure you register to vote Ron Paul in the primaries.
Absolutely. We got to get her on. I want her on ASAP. We'll be right back with more of your calls. There was a listener that brought up the fact that I haven't covered this properly, and he's absolutely right, because there's so many of these cases now. But out of Salem, Oregon, city shuts down cancer victim's yard sale. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have insurance. She can't get insurance. So she's trying to sell her belongings. And they have now said that they're going to fine her and arrest her if she tries to sell anybody anything. Slaves aren't allowed to sell and barter. Everything's got to go through a big bank. Everything's got to be tracked. Everything's got to be bought at a Walmart. You're not going to sell eggs on the side of the road or peaches. You're going to be arrested. You're not going to sell lemonade. You're going to be arrested. And in D.C., They've been arresting children and others that try to sell lemonade or anything else. And so that's why a group of activists went out, and the video's on Infowars.com, arrested for selling 10-cent lemonade at the Washington Capitol. And they're just out in the middle of the park. They're selling lemonade, and you see SWAT teams with their binoculars acting like Osama bin Laden has been found. You're going to find him over at the Pentagon, boys, along with Anwar al-Awlaki. And they come over with police, freak out, and arrest them. And the police are freaking out. They are so upset that the slaves are doing this. Now, the cops love their pensions that are going to be taken and devalued by hyperinflation down to nothing. They love the cancer viruses and the vaccines. They love the fluoride they drink in their water. They love it. They love the authority, and so they're going to get it. You're going to get everything you ever wanted, okay? Total collapse, total depression, but you'll still get to act tough and waddle around and deal narcotics to people. So both of those videos are up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. City shuts down cancer victims' yard sale. And they're telling the police, don't really respond to major crimes in many cities, like Oakland, where they don't respond to 35 major crimes. Go out and revenue generate. And if a cop complains, you're fired. Okay? We're here to raise money. That's it. And they tell the cops, keep raising money, you won't lose your job, or you won't get your pay cut. But in the end, you're going to lose everything. You see, because you made a deal with the devil, and you went along with it, and the same thing for the bureaucrats and the defense contractors, and all of you who let us get to this point. All of you who sold out and decided corruption was okay. Well, now we have sown the wind, we're going to reap the whirlwind. Jan Klein was holding yard sales each weekend in her backyard to raise money to pay her medical bills. But the city of Salem shut her down after a neighbor complained. Good Stasi. A city ordinance prohibits people from holding more than 3 yard sales a year. The city has the ordinance because it says in the past people had set up flea market style sales on their property. The story galvanized people who were outraged that the city wouldn't make an exception. How about freedom? How about if you want to go somewhere where you're not allowed to have yard sales, you go and move into one of these little Nazi homeowners associations, which almost always have corruption and money stealing going on in them. Go do that. But people live in regular houses. They should have their own rights. These city ordinances where you can't have gardens or you can't have garage sales, baloney. And now they're annexing rural areas and pulling up in front of old farmers' houses and saying, get rid of those old tractors and those old junk cars. And the old 80-year-old man looks at him and says, Sonny, get out of here. Then the old man, you've seen the cases, doesn't pay the fines. He holds himself up in the house. The SWAT team comes and shoots him. And then goes out and has beers afterwards. That's what men do. They kill old veterans. That's how things operate here. These are real tough guys here. They like to kill Americans, and they do. And they will kill more, don't worry. Meanwhile, the big mega banks can steal tens of trillions of dollars and get in zero trouble. Major mega banks can launder hundreds of billions of dollars a year publicly. No one gets in trouble. Came out last week what we already knew. With the Bernie Madoff situation, insiders for 11 years gave the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, total dossiers on what Madoff was doing. And nothing was done except for having the dossiers destroyed. Now it turns out in thousands of insider reports of corruptions, oh yeah, back it up, the evil lemonade salespeople were trying to get, the officer got him. Good. And if you try to have a yard sale, he's going to get you. Try to sell tomatoes, he's going to get you. All over the country. It's not just at a park, 400 yards away from the supreme rulers, the People's Park. Oh, look at them patting her down. Yes, patting the terrorist down. They'll show you. Meanwhile, Obama just violated federal law and legalized 300,000 illegals who are being held for deportation. Deportation is over. La migra, it no longer exists. And the law no longer exists. Only General Electric and 2 other companies are exempt to keep their power plants open. All others are to be shut down. You'll now have rolling blackouts and massive power increase prices. But so what? It's all part of the fun. Wars without congressional approval. Gun control without laws. The great time of evil is here. Oh, and don't think you're going to vote out Obama and the next puppet's going to save you. Oh, no, I'm afraid it's going to only get worse. Unless you elect a Ron Paul, who's never compromised and who has identified the exact problem and been proven right. That's why the whole system is against him. Republican, Democrat, pundits across the board. Pew Research shows less media coverage than any other candidate because they're scared. But they're not going to really criticize, except for the White House to do it to elevate him, Rick Perry saying that the Fed is almost treasonous. No, those that go along with it are the ones that are treasonous. It's a foreign entity. It's doing what foreign corporate entities do. It's taking over. It's had a corporate takeover of America. And the cops know about football scores and how to act tough and how to get a handout on the side when they turn their blind eye. It's got to feel good to be these cops in these corrupt cities where they literally got their bellies hanging out, the hats are on the back of their heads, they'll smoke cigarettes or cigars right in front of you, and you walk up with your family in New York and say, officer, do you know where this is? They will, to families, just say, do I look like a phone book to you? I mean, even a gangbanger would tell you where something was. But they're so hard and so gangster and so rolling that they want you to know you're scum, dirt, slime, filth, trash. In New York, the police, the model of America, are so corrupt that if you're protesting, they'll walk up on camera and say, I'm going to say your camera's a gun and your bag's a bomb. But officer, you know it's not. Yeah, I know it's not, but you're going to go to jail for that. I'm going to charge you with terror. Hardcore felony, calling in a fake bomb threat on video, and they even hand you the camera because they are invincible. The heroin, the cocaine, now they're into kidnapping little kids and selling them overseas. The pure evil of hell has been released, just like in Soviet Russia, just like in Nazi Germany. Now, good people could still wake up and turn this around, but you're going to have to face the facts and get upset.